guys, so this is just a little bit of an update video really about to follow on from my one about PMDD. So I just realised the other day that I'm cracking on for 6 months post surgery now, which has just absolutely flown. It's gone so quickly, but I just wanted to do a little bit of an update video because I've seen just recently in a couple of the Facebook groups sort of comments about people worrying that they're not going to feel well after surgery, and what effect it has not having their ovaries. So I just wanted to put sort of my take on it really. I've got to say, I've never felt better. I really haven't. I had my surgery for the some people call it a mood disorder, some people call it a physical one, but I had it for PMDD, which is premenstrual dysphoric disorder. So I was experiencing those extreme mood swings every month. Just felt so unwell all the time. It's so hard to put into words how PMDD actually affects you and affects your entire life. All the people who are around you. It's just awful, but I've got another video up on here about PMDD if you want to have a look if you've never heard of it before, because this video is sort of about life after surgery. So I had my surgery at the end of last year. We're now in no we're not, we're in April 2016. We're also coming up to half term, which is why I don't know what month we're in or what day it is, because I'm really tired. But most of my physical, if not all of my physical symptoms have disappeared. I don't have that full-on body ache that I used to have from dawn till dusk before I had my surgery. My body used to feel really heavy and achy, and I just used to feel absolutely exhausted all the time. I could have just got back in bed as soon as I got up. That's how tired I used to feel all the time. Just exhausted to the point where you just felt sick. And you just didn't have the energy or the enthusiasm to do anything. You were just dragging yourself through the day. That has completely gone. I do feel tired at bedtime, but that's quite normal. I'm a mum of 3. I run my own business. I have a house to look after. I have a life. That's quite normal to feel tired at bedtime. That's how our bodies are supposed to work. So that's absolutely brilliant. But I think the biggest change is probably in my mind, in my head, in my mindset. I don't have that depression anymore. I don't have the anxiety. I actually want to go out there and do things. I've got so many sort of ideas buzzing around in my head for my business, and I actually want to go out and do things with my children rather than just wanting to lie on the sofa all day under a blanket and just be so glad when it was bedtime because you could go to bed. Don't have that anymore. It's amazing. And just I'm starting to get some confidence, which I don't think I've ever really had at all, but that's starting to come now. I'm starting to think about overhauling my diet, because certainly at the end of my illness last year I was, because I'm vegetarian and I'm celiac, I usually cook a separate meal for me, so I was managing to sort of cook for the children and look after them, excuse me, but wasn't really looking after myself, so I was relying really heavily on sugar, processed stuff, which I've then sort of carried that sugar addiction on really. So now that we've had Easter and we've had the eaten all the cream eggs in the world, it's now time to start looking at my diet, start overhauling that, because I know that sugar, apart from the fact it's not good for you, I know it does affect my mood. I probably want to lose the dress size and get back into my 12s comfortably, because at the moment I'm still in my size 12s, but they're getting a little bit tight. But I know that's partly due to, 1, the sugar addiction, 2, being on venlafaxine, which I am reducing my dose slowly, but I know that does pile weight on, and I'm on HRT as well, which I know doesn't help with weight. But I've completely got out of doing exercise, which I need to get back into, because I just wasn't well enough last year to do it, and wasn't bothered at all. So I need to start getting back into doing some exercise. And now, I feel ready to do it. I've got the energy to do it. My body feels ready to do it because I haven't got that full-on body ache. I've not got pain in my joints anymore. So, you know, I'm ready to go out there and do some exercise and get fit and get ready for sort of summer, really. The 3 days of summer that we have where you don't want to go out in your coat. There's not a lot of them, but, you know, for those 3 days it would be nice to be able to sort of go out there without thinking, oh, I want to wear a cardigan on my coat to cover up my fat. So, yeah, that's my next mission, really. I've got loads of energy to put into my business, which is wonderful. So we're really starting, because I work in the sort of holistic industry anyway, we are starting to look at developing a program to support women who've got PMS, PMT, whatever you want to call it. There will be other women out there I know in the local area who have got PMDD, who, like me, feel really alone, don't know what to do. The only support I found really was through Facebook, through the PMDD UK group, run by the very lovely Mary, who also had PMDD and has had surgery as part of her treatment. You know, that's an amazing group. There's lots of ladies there who are going through similar things to you. And I know they saved me from going over the edge quite a few times. I also tried some alternative therapies, like reflexology was the best one that I tried. And now actually my reflexologist is now probably a lifelong friend. She's absolutely lovely. And she, again, stopped me from going over the edge a few times with, not only with the reflexology, but with being a friend as well. So yeah, I'm trying all the time to draw all the positives from the experience that I went through, you know, with the PMDD, because it was a very, very big, long chunk of my life, really, and some of the worst times. But I am trying really hard to sort of draw all the positives I can from it, to use that experience to help other people, even if it is just as a listening ear, so that they've got somebody who can say, yeah, I get it, I know what you're going through, because I know personally my partner, no, he didn't get it, he still doesn't get it. My mum got it because she'd been through a similar experience with her hormones, so she understood and was a very good support, but my partner, no, didn't get it at all. I know some of you out there have got lovely partners who support you every second of your journey, but mine just, no, didn't get it at all. So, you know, I had to find that support in other people, and I did, and it was fine. But, you know, it does make it a lot easier if your partner understands. But it is very hard to verbalise what you're experiencing. It's very difficult to describe what PMDD feels like. But, you know, for me, I've got to say, surgery was the best option. I don't regret it. I don't regret it for a second, and I would do it again. I know that I was very lucky in my recovery, in that, one, I had the surgery done laparoscopically, so physically on the outside it didn't look like I'd had much surgery. I just had the 3 little portholes. Obviously, you have things pulled out vaginally. I couldn't really tell that they'd done anything down there. So physically on the outside, it didn't look like I'd had much surgery. Obviously on the inside, it can be quite misleading, because you sort of do feel well, but obviously they've done a lot to you inside, and you do need that proper recovery time to let your body heal inside, which I did do with the help of my mum, who, bless her, took time off work to look after me and my children. And I'm pretty convinced that my amazingly smooth recovery was because she was just so amazing, and just was me for a few months, and looked after my children, ran my house, and looked after me as well, obviously. But, you know, you do need to take that recovery time to let your body heal. And I think it does take, after, obviously, once you're physically healed, I think it takes your head a little bit longer to heal, because, you know, it's quite hard to get used to not having PMDD anymore. I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only one who does a little bit of a happy dance down the sanitary towel aisle, because we don't need them anymore. It's so brilliant that we don't need to spend all that money on tampons. We don't have to worry about flooding through our clothes anymore. It's amazing. But getting used to not having to plan your life around PMDD. For example, I'm going on a night out tomorrow night. My first thought when I was thinking about it was, oh, well, I have PMT, I need to look at my diary. And then thinking, oh no, I don't have it anymore. I don't have to do that anymore. And, you know, I can look forward to my night out. I can plan it. It'll be great. I don't have to worry about it. So it is readjusting your mindset and repairing that damage that PMDD has done to your confidence, to your head as well as your body, and that does take a little bit of time. And you know, I'm doing things like meditation, some mindfulness to sort of help reset my brain, reset my head really. But my head just feels so different anyway. It's amazing. I can't believe what my ovaries were doing to me. They were just poisoning my whole body, my head, everything. I do not regret it for a second getting rid of them. Yeah, I don't regret it for a second. And I'm hoping to put that experience to good use, like I say, to set up a support group to help women in the local area. It'll just be like a sort of drop-in coffee morning type session where, or you know, they can just talk to me on Facebook or whatever by email, to just know that they've got someone else there to help support them when they're not very well. But I just wanted to make a little bit of an update video because I think one of the things I was worried about was, would it be like a placebo effect? Would I feel alright for a couple of weeks and then it'd all come back? It hasn't, which is amazing. But obviously with things like, when I tried things like the contraceptive pill and the coil, you know, they did have a bit of a placebo effect. I think I was so desperate for them to work that for the first couple of weeks I did feel a bit better, but I think I was so desperate for it to go away. But it wasn't going to do with things like that. I needed to have my ovaries out and gone. I'm on the tiniest, smidgiest dose of HRT, which is keeping my mood nice and even. I've no hot flushes, I've no physical symptoms of the menopause. We're just rocking the menopause. Yay! It's amazing. I don't regret it for a second. I know that I've been extremely lucky in my experience in that it was a very sort of physical, very smooth physical recovery from my surgery. I can honestly say I wasn't in pain at any point, but I know that others, especially when they've had the abdominal surgery, which you would expect, it's a bigger operation in some respects because you're having that abdominal. I can't say abdominal. I think a nurse would be able to say abdominal, wouldn't you? Because I haven't had that massive, you know, abdominal incision. I know a lot of people, you know, have a harder recovery because they've had that incision, because most of your post-op pain comes from your incision. But I also know ladies who've had that operation who feel absolutely fine after. Unfortunately, I think it's slightly luck of the draw how we all recover in different ways. Obviously, from a physical point of view, inside my uterus was bigger than it should have been, and I did have a little bit of endometriosis, but I know people have more severe disease going on in there, which makes their surgery more complicated, which therefore makes your recovery more complicated. But you know, I think I was extremely lucky, and I feel extremely grateful for that. But I don't regret it for a second. This is what life should be like. You should feel this good all the time. You should have energy. You should want to live your life. And PMDD takes that away from you. So yeah, I don't regret it for a second. I really don't. So yeah, just wanted to do a little bit of an update video because I suddenly realised that, wow, we're coming up to 6 months. How amazing is that? That has just flown so quickly, and soon it's going to be 12 months for my hysterectomy anniversary. Yeah, I think we'll be having a bit of a celebration that night, definitely. But yeah, I just wanted to do a little bit of an update just to reassure anybody who is going for surgery for PMDD that it's the start of a journey again, but it's definitely a more positive one because nothing is worse than PMDD. Okay, I will see you all soon. Take care.